Okay, so this video is going to be about a show called Married at First Sight, which is on Lifetime. This show has apparently been on for 8 years, and other YouTubers I follow talk about the show, and I was like, I have no idea. Let me watch the current season, which is this season 8.
I think it's 8. Yeah.
This will be the last season I will watch because I cannot take the show.
First and last. Okay.
This is the first and last. Because I can't take it. So, make a long story short, this show is about people who are tired of being single. And I'm saying that because that's literally what everyone on this series, this season, has voiced. I'm tired of being single. So, they have experts who match up profiles with randos. And they meet these randos that they're marrying on their wedding day. And then from there, they are going to make a marriage work. And if it doesn't work, they have, 7 weeks to decide?
Like 7 or 8 weeks to decide if they're going to get divorced. Not annulled, but it is a legal divorce because they want to have stakes.
Yeah.
Because obviously, it means something to be divorced. Fair or not, there's still like a stigma to it. So, they want it to have consequences to get it to if this doesn't work out. So I think they're trying to encourage them, like, hey, you need to actually try to make this relationship work, otherwise you're gonna get like divorced for real.
Now, watching this show has made me realize that I have a very American bias when it comes to dating. I'm willing to admit that because I feel like in my American lens that you should date someone for at least a year before you decide you want to go down that marital bliss route. And I know that there's other ways, there's other routes that people come to get to marriage. So I know that that's not the only way. I mean, this show is basically about modern day arranged marriages. And I know of arranged, not me personally, but I know that arranged marriages around the world exist and like people make it work. So this show brings up an interesting conversation between us about like what is an appropriate like courtship and what should courtship look like. Like, yeah, I feel like in my now, it doesn't matter now because I'm married, but if I were still single, I'd be like, okay, I would like to date someone for like 6 months to a year to decide that they are like marriage material. But like I said, these couples literally have said like, I'm just tired of being alone, I'm tired of single, I'm tired of dating, so I'm just take this other radical route, which that's fine, that's their right. So I'm not going through all of these. How many couples are there?
I think there were usually 3, but this is the first season where they had 4. They made a big deal out of that.
So there's 4 couples.
Yeah.
I'm trying to decide, do I want to go down with their personalities? No, I don't. Okay, so the show is interesting to watch because there's 4 couples. 2 couples, I'm just breaking them. I'm trying to figure out how to break them up. I don't even know their names. 2 couples that are white, 2 couples that are black. 1 couple is, the only couple I remember that was black was Jasmine and Will. And I'll get to them in a minute. And then the other couple that I remember is AJ and Stephanie. I only remember them because I found one of these partners to be super annoying. And they stuck out with me the most. Oh, there's 3 there. I mean, there's another third couple, which is Luke and Kate. Oh my God. Okay, so I'll start with AJ and Stephanie. AJ is like this bro. He gave me bro vibes when I was watching it because he's just I wish people would watch this show so they can know what I was talking about. But like, he's the type where like he walks into a room and he has a joke every 5 seconds and he's the center of attention and like he just is a bro. I don't know how to explain it. He gets married to Stephanie, who seems like very sweet, but she's a type A, has her life together, she likes to travel. They get married. They seem to be like really happy. until AJ has a meltdown about something. Like if he's not the center of attention, he melts down. If things are not going his way, he melts down. What else did he melt down about? I think him and Stephanie were like at the gym and he didn't want to do it, so he melted down. And dealing with someone who cannot deal with stress is stressful. Like, and of course, he's the type when he's drunk, he turns into a super duper jackass and he's super embarrassing and his wife doesn't want to have anything to do with him. So she just kind of like walks away or makes an excuse to go home. So there's that where you have to deal with someone whose personality is just like, oh my God, how much can I put up with? AJ and Stephanie. Next couple, Luke and Kate. How do I sum them up? Kate's very attracted to Luke. Luke is not attracted to Kate. And he makes up all kinds of crazy excuses about not wanting to get divorced, but he pays her no attention. Like, he didn't show up for their 30-day anniversary. Per Kate, he does not like to have sex with her. He has to make himself have sex with her, which is very uncomfortable. He gaslights her all the time when she brings up like serious issues, like spending quality time together. What else? What am I missing? Because you watch it with me.
I mean, it's pretty much everything about their relationship. He contradicts her, accused her of being like having a drinking problem, which, I mean, you know, I know there's only so much you can watch of a reality show. Who knows what's on the cutting room floor, but at least the way they presented her, it didn't seem like she actually did have an actual drinking problem.
Anytime she tried to basically be an adult and talk to her husband about any issue, he would gaslight her and tell her that like either she was making him uncomfortable, which if you watch their actual interaction, she was just having a conversation. So anything that he didn't want to talk about, like, and they're not like inappropriate things, they're the things that husband and wife should talk about. He was like, oh, you're making me uncomfortable. I don't want, whatever. And then make her feel guilty. So they had already a lot of problems involving communication, involving intimacy, and just how to function as a married couple. Like they had so many problems. So there's them. Jasmine and Will was one of the black couples, one of the two black couples. Jasmine is the type of girl who wants to be taken care of. Like, she wants her husband to pay all of the bills, and she keeps her money, and then her husband doesn't know about, he communicates, but he communicates in a very
kind of cold, blunt, analytical fashion.
And Jasmine cannot deal with that. And I understand why, because the way that he communicates is so like, he just, yeah, it's very analytical when she wants someone who just wants to talk to her like a normal person. I don't know. And I don't feel like that's such a like ridiculous thing to ask for. But she's frustrated because she wants more intimacy, like in every way. Like she wants sexual intimacy. She wants just like husband and wife talking, and he's kind of like, well, in order for me to have sexual intimacy, you need to stimulate me intellectually. So she's trying to have a conversation with him before they like get it in, and then he's just not feeling it. Like, so there's this disconnect on so many other levels. And I think the other couple, the fourth couple, like they're the black couple. I don't remember them, except that the biggest rift between them is that the husband wants to have kids like yesterday, and then she's like, I want to focus on my career.
Yeah.
So
yeah, she wants to wait 5 to 7 years.
Yeah. So with all that I just named, it was frustrating to watch because these are huge things that I think a lot of this could have been like weeded out if they were to like actually have dated this person. Like, these aren't like, I feel like a lot of these things are not like, not fixable problems, but I feel like they were fixable if you were in the dating world and you could just like dump this person if you guys were compatible. Because it's one thing to like look at two people on a piece of paper and say like, okay, you have this in common, but there's so many dynamics and like history, like a history that goes into like a relationship. So if you just enter into a marriage and then you find out all this baggage or, you know, history after the fact, like, how are you going to make this work? Like, for Jasmine and Will, she was upset because Will was thinking about changing careers, which I don't think, I think there's most adults actually do change careers after a certain amount of time. So I don't think that's a ridiculous thing. But Jasmine's concern was like, oh, you're not going to make enough money to provide for their family. So I feel like, for instance, like if my husband told me he wanted to change careers, we've known each other for a long time. So I know that he has the drive and he has, you know, the smarts to do what he wants to do. So I trust him in that sense, that where I'm like, okay, if you want to switch careers, I know you will get it done. Whereas they don't have that history, and she's just like, oh shit, like I'm just concerned right now about the immediate, like how are you going to take care of our family? So she doesn't have that same trust and that same like rapport with her husband. That's why I feel like this show is so frustrating to me, because like none of these histories, none of that is established. So they're just like making these big life altering decisions based on nothing. Like I mean that's kind of like how I feel. What else? What other big issues came up? Going back to, God, Luke and Kate were the most frustrating to watch, because you could tell their marriage was going to fail from the get-go. I don't know what the hell was going on with Luke, but he like checked out. And even though like Kate was like, I want to get a divorce, I said that's the only way. He was like, I don't want to get divorced. Like, I really like things about you. And that's like, so that's another thing. He was like, I feel like he liked the idea of her, but he didn't like her. And I think she specified that. So you can't be married to someone where you like the idea of them, but you're not actually attracted to them. Yeah. He would say things like, I like your ability to comb your hair. I don't know. Like, it was just something that's just so like, who says that? Nobody says that. But he didn't want to get divorced. So all I'm saying is I don't believe in arranged marriages taking place between Americans in America, because I feel like our culture around marriage is so it'll work out, it won't. It's just so, what's the word I'm looking for, lackadaisical, like kind of just like, I don't think that people take it as seriously as they should, because otherwise I don't feel like people would have even entered into this. Entertain the idea of marrying someone that they have never physically laid eyes on. And you know, I don't know, like, do you have any thoughts about it? Like, I don't feel like Americans have that same attitude, like they're in it to win it when it comes to like marriage. I feel like they're in it until it doesn't work and then we're done. Like, so the show was very frustrating for me to watch.
And that's why this is going to be the only season.
Yeah, I can't watch each seasons of people making like rash decisions about, and I say rash because like literally all of the contestants were like, I'm just tired of being single. I'm just tired of being alone. So they're going to enter into a marriage with someone they never met, which is crazy to me. But yeah, I will not be watching the show next season, because I'm sure they'll be in it, because people love train wreck TV. So, and this is what like watching this is like a train wreck. Like Brian told me, he looked up some of the stats. He said like over 71% of these people get divorced, these couples.
Yeah, not during the actual filming of the season, but if you include what happens after the season is over, like what happens off camera, 71% of couples haven't made it so far, have not made it. That's
higher than the actual divorce rate in the United States.
Yeah.
So yeah, like I'm sorry, but this is a terrible idea. And that's all I have to add. Oh my God, it was exhausting talking about that. But yes, like seeing the looks on their faces when like the issue of children versus no children, or like who pays the bills comes up, and they're like, gas, you want me to pay all the bills? finances is such a big deal in a marriage. Like, I just cannot believe you're entering into a marriage and not had any of these conversations, and then are surprised when the other person has like the exact opposite views as you. Like, what? I don't even know what to say. It's terrible.
Yeah.
Like,
I mean, that's probably why it works as a show, though, because like you said, like all this stuff that normally comes up during dating, it's they have to learn about it on the fly when they're already married.
yeah.
Yeah.
I'm done talking about the show. I would just give it a season. And like, I would watch the 8th season because apparently it's the shortest. Like, excuse me, this show goes on for like, some of these seasons are like 19, 21 episodes. That is so long. I cannot invest any time. Yeah, watch season 8. That's the shortest because that's all you need to decide that this show is. It's good hate watch TV. It really is. Okay, I'm done talking about it. Have a good day.